Hello, dear students. As you requested some audio on listening skills, today I have taken E.M. Forster's, yes, Edmund Morgan's Forster's, who was a British novelist, 1879 to 1970, who wrote the following essay that I am going to read for you, which refers to the time after World War II, 1941. This essay was broadcast on radio by Forster himself. Although more than half a century has passed since the essay was written, the writer's ideas are still valid. And believe me, this passage will give you lots of new vocabulary and it will aid other grammatical structure and way of spoken and written in your English. So this is meant for your listening skills and speaking skills when you listen it and deliver the speech on tolerance, or writing skill when you write any essay on tolerance or tolerance the need of the hour. Let's begin. The world is full of people, appallingly full. It has never been so full before. And they are tumbling over each other. Most of these people one doesn't know, and some of them one doesn't like the color of their skins, say, or the shapes of their noses, or the way they blow them or don't blow them, or the way they walk or their smell, or their clothes, or their fondness for jazz, a kind of music, or their dislike for jazz, just for example, and so on, likes and dislikes. Well, what is one to do? There are two solutions. One of them is, if you don't like people, kill them, banish them, segregate them, and then strut up and down. Strut up and down phrase means proudly walk up and down, proclaiming that you are the salt of the earth. The other way is much less thrilling. What is that? The other way is much less thrilling, but it is on the whole the way of the democracies. It may be not thrilling, but this is the way how we can live peacefully, and I prefer it. If you don't like people, the second option, first option was to kill them, banish them. Second is, if you don't like people, put up with them as well as you can. You can't try to love everyone, of course, but you can try to tolerate all. On the basis of that tolerance, a civilized future may be built. Certainly, I can see no other foundation for the post World War II. For what this post war world will not need at all are the negative virtues, being huffy, touchy, irritable, huffy here, angry, or offended. I have lost all faith in military ideas and ideals. They can seldom be carried out without thousands of human beings getting maimed, killed, or imprisoned. These military actions might not have mattered if the world was emptier, but they are horrifying now. When one nation is mixed up with another, when one city cannot be originally separated from its neighbors, And another point, reconstruction is unlikely to be repaired. I don't believe that we can reconstruct the whole world. Can we? We are neither fit nor equipped for that. It may be that we think, but we can't. Hence, the need of peace, tolerance, I believe, will be imperative after the establishment of peace. Let's take a concrete example. I have been asking myself how I should believe it. If after peace I need people who had been fighting against us, I can't try to love them. I shouldn't feel inclined, but I shall try to tolerate them because it's common sense. Because we have to live with them in the same world, we shall have to put up with them. Not for the lofty reasons, here lofty is noble, but because it is the best thing that we have to be done. That will have to be done. Tolerance may not be regarded as a great, eternally established divine principle. Rather, it is a makeshift suitable for an overcrowded and overheated planet. Tolerance carries on when love gives out. I repeat, yes, tolerance carries on when love gives out. And love generally gives out as soon as we move away from our home. Because to the outsiders, we don't think that they are our own kids and kins. And our friends, and stand among strangers in a queue. That time we feel that we are alone. I am alone. We think, why are people so slow? We start blaming. Or, why are people so fat? It is wanted at the telephone when you talk to someone. Or we think, why are they so deaf? Or conversely, why do they mumble? It is wanted in the street. What is wanted? Tolerance. Tolerance is wanted in the office, even in schools, at the factory, and it is wanted above all between classes, races, and nations. Why not in a family also? Tolerance entails imagination. Tolerance involves, as a result, as a consequence, an imagination, for you have all the time to be putting yourself in someone else's place. Empathy, yes. Put yourself there to feel someone else's place, which is a desirable spiritual exercise. Tolerance is not the same as weakness. It should not be taken as weakness. Putting up with people does not mean giving it to them. This is no doubt complicated, not easy to understand and practice. But rebuilding of civilization after the war is bound to be complicated. I only feel that unless Lord Himself in heaven, God Himself, builds a house where only love exists, man will have to survive by the virtue of tolerance. Thank you. Read by Pranesh Misra.